This is KNON 90.9 FM, Dallas. I'm Robert Wisdom, and you've been listening to the American Music Party.
And get ready for the hour of slack.
Please notify us promptly.
Are you thrilled to be on the Subgenius show?
We're preparing to blast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rocket away!
Rocket away! Rocket away!
In our last episode, you may remember, Sterno went completely out of control and would not shut up. We finally had to wrestle him to the floor and continue without him. But today we receive the poor, battered spirit of puzzling evidence from the great Ukabalaponga beyond and attempt to put him back together using the latest in modern miracles of surgery and precision alchemy. Hello, I'm Dr. Howell, and we'll be stumbling on through tonight's program, putting together the ravaged corpse of our one-time Quondam colleague and friend. So without further delay, let's rocket away and get down to that operating amphitheater of the endless circus of horrors, the Circus of the Soul, the Dark Night of the Soul bookstore, and related agencies.
In just 8 minutes, the earth behind us looks like a giant balloon.
Captain, stop the rocket! I left my wallet in another suit. It isn't in my pocket.
You won't need your wallet here. 1,000 miles from the atmosphere.
Stop that rocket now! Stop
We're
it!
on the
Stop
first
it.
moon rocket.
Don't know what we're going to
Today,
do here.
men will be traveling to the planets. There
No,
are
we
9
won't.
important
Turn it
planets
off.
circling our sun.
Never do it like this, Hal.
The subject is a 33-year-old male in good physical condition. Here are the traumatic lesions which occasioned the death of the subject, and we are going to enter through the sternum first by snipping away the outer surface of the manubrium and cut the main ribs of allow the floating ribs to float down the Mississippi to the ocean. Let me see, has anyone got one of those little shiny things?
Squeaky clean, the only way to do it so.
Hey, King, what's shaking?
My everything. Come on! Get up out that chair! Follow me! Ready? Go!
The Subgenius Hour of Slack.
Worth staying up late for, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
Welcome, potential initiates. The Subgenius Hour of Slack that you are about to listen to is specially designed only to be played on radio station
KNON.
and only in the city of
Dallas, Texas. Oh, praise Bob, dear friends. This is Reverend Ivan Stang on KNON 90.9 FM in
Here's
Dallas,
your host.
Texas. Reverend Ivan Stang, the
sexiest man on earth.
that's
A
it,
young
baby.
Adonis who's
That's me.
irresistible to women.
Help me.
Wait a moment longer. I've got to have sex with you.
That's what they all say. Yes. Those nasty girls out there. Well, anyway, let's see. I can just knock that one out and be ready to flip this one in. And dear friends, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. You know, I am tired of running full speed all week and all weekend. This is my second show tonight, dear friends. I did an interview with a big FM rock and roll station in Cleveland, of all places. There's a lot of Subgenii in Cleveland, and they're very vandalistic. They put so much stuff up all over, so many pictures of Bob up all over Cleveland that we got a letter from the Cleveland Transit Authority threatening to sue us. Anyway, it was a great show. It was like a phone interview in Cleveland, and we got a lot of hate calls. There were a lot of, friendly, unsaved people who just didn't know about Bob before, but were into it. And then there were people who just plain didn't get it. And then there were the hate calls. It's funny how you get Subgenius, when you speak the true word of Bob and really get down to business, they get mad. And when Buck and I were allowed to do the call-ins, and it's a good thing we don't, in a way. We never got those hate calls. We got very, very few. And friends, I think that says something about KNON listeners. It says that you have sick minds. You're a bunch of people with sick minds if you can put up with this show and praise Bob. But Christmas is a special time in the Subgenius religion, just like all the others. It's a time of slack, also called the season of turnover, because it's near the nativity of Santa Claus. And also, believe it or not, Bob Dobbs was born on Christmas Day. Not in this life. As you know, there have always been Bobs, and in his 900 some odd lifetimes, Bob Dobbs, our great guru of the Church of the Subgenius, has happened to have been born on every day of the year, which really makes every day Bob's birthday, and not only a good excuse, but it makes it a law that you have to party, right? But friends, blessed, thank you, for blessed are those who give, and even more blessed those who take. And in that way, I am thrice blessed, because last week we actually did raise a good bit of moolah for the pledge drive, $1,300 for the station. Praise Bob! We are on the air thanks to you right there who's sending the money, and you right there who helped with the phones and made brownies and so forth. But you, not you who decided he didn't have enough cash to spare for Bob's religion and Bob's radio station. Oh, no, you had other priorities. What you gonna spend that money on, boy? Cigarettes? Liquor? Soundtrack album of true stories? You gonna be hiding in a liquor bottle come X day, my friend? You think you there, Mr. Pot Smoker, you think you're gonna hide in that reefer? So that's right, I've got magic powers. I see you sitting there with that joint hanging out of your mouth. Well, I hope you enjoy it, pal. That joint could have gone to Bob, and for all you know, he would have used that joint of yours to clear up all the world's problems in a second, and you're the reason that there's still war and hate and poverty. Thanks a bunch. Now, friends, I'm going to get on with the Christmas show. This is actually a compilation of last year's Christmas shows and a few other things, but there's an important message that I have to impart, and that is that we want to have a Subgenius meeting. Not a revival, but I want to set up a meeting with those of you. I keep getting calls from people who want to help the church in some way or another. They want to be involved with the show or with KNON or do something, And like I say, this ain't going to be a devival. It's not entertainment. We want to have a meeting for volunteers. This is a non-profit situation. Understand? You ain't going to be in for a big job or nothing. And not only that, but we don't want everybody. We have to have sort of a screening, a test. The problem, and I would tell you a time and a place to meet tonight, but I don't have a place to meet. We can't do it at my house for very obvious reasons to anybody who's ever been in the evil Subgenius castle. Now, and plus the fact that somebody there has chicken pox. But if you out there, I'm going to play mostly tapes tonight, and if you out there want to call me with the offer of letting us use your apartment, some single person out there, probably, although, somebody who's willing to have some people they don't know show up at their place. and meet the weird Subgenius ministers such as myself and some of the great people we met at the parade. I need to set up a meeting, but I need a place to do it. So call at 828-9500 or 823-7490 if you want to offer your place for a meeting place in the evenings sometime after Christmas. So at next show I can announce where the meeting's going to be, because friends, this Subgenius thing has a lot of potential for actually giving people slack. And if we had a little more help, a few more zombies, I think that we could really do something for Bob and for the station. It's this strictly Subgenius thing, but call me at 828-9500 or 823-7490 if you want to offer up your abode as a meeting place. And I really hope somebody calls. I hope we get a choice. And like you can get, if I don't have time to talk, I'll take your number and call you back tomorrow, or something like that. This is Reverend Ivan Stang at KNON, 828-9500 or 823-7490. Merry Christmas.
We go.
What? Where am I?
And welcome them pigs. Welcome to the show, Dallas. We've started all over again. We're broadcasting down here from the Biblical Arts Center.
Down here at non-radio. Non-radio.
Elastic, plastic, and we're watching the slides of the city here, and here, of course, is the John Fitzgerald Kennedy Memorial at Main and Market Streets. You're listening to Buck Naked, myself, Doug Smith.
I don't want
Who else will be on the show this morning?
I'm real sorry. We're having some technical difficulties. We keep getting our show all tangled up with these other Subgenius shows from Texas. We're broadcasting live from Telegraph Avenue in Berkeley. This is
some kind of a mix-up with our satellite communications system.
That's right. We are having continuous mix-up. How is view screen 2 over there? Would you give me another signal there, Hell Swami?
Yeah, let me try this out here.
Well, I'm not really picking you up. We're going to have to...
Well, I'm thinking as hard as I can.
All right, we're just going to spread this microphone way out here.
Yeah, let me just try to...
Camera 2 doesn't seem to be working here in the station.
Strife a little bit more.
There we go.
The cords have too much slack in them.
Yeah, but friends, there's never such a thing as too much slack.
Bring the trauma bar over here. We'll apply some tension to this thing.
Oh, yes, friends. Well,
stress.
This is Doug Wellman, Reverend Doug Wellman, also known as Puzzling Evidence, here with Gary. Friend, say hi, girls, Gary.
Into outer darkness, where there is wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Sir, please, give me just one more chance, sir. I don't want to go to hell, sir. Sir, no.
Right, apparently all the others will have something to pay for in the afterlife, or the before life, whichever comes first.
They'll all be paying. But friends, we constantly have technical... That's what these shows are all about, is technical difficulties.
Swinglets, rock.
The milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
Barbie dream bed sold separately. You put it together.
Hey, guys, what you listening to?
Pop music. Snap, crackle pop music.
Jobs approval no longer needed. Approved by Jobs in 17 years.
Someone called in last week and said that they were going to give us a chance, but it seemed too disjointed. And friends, it's true, you do have to understand about the Church of the Subgenius to understand the show, but you also have to understand the Church of the Subgenius in order to have any satisfaction in any area of your life at all. So that may sound like a big claim, but it's true. Just keep listening and you shall find
I got a new explanation.
We could explain the jokes to them, but that wouldn't save their souls.
Reverend Wellman, I got a new explanation for the Church of the Subgenius.
Yeah, Gary.
Okay. You know, everybody thinks that Church of the Subgenius started about 1953 or so, but that's not true. It's a lot older than that, and it dates back to the first time a couple of kids cut up in church.
Amen. No, we're here in Dallas. That's pretty normal.
Yeah,
here in North Dallas.
Ivan, I woke up
broadcasting.
I don't know. I woke up yesterday morning and the world was in a lot of trouble, and I opened up the refrigerator and there were starving children inside, and I walked down the street and there was no education, and the people of different ethnic backgrounds were back at each other's throats after 20 years of progress. I hate that president.
Yeah, that's down there, Belt Springs, right?
You're tuned into the etheric airwaves, my friend. Bob said about all that? Bob said, if you have to ask, you're never going to know.
Bob is the lesson which cannot be taught.
Just open yourself up to Bob, friend. Just feel the
open up to the isness of the business, the very beingness of Bob. Can you lean in there and breathe on that radio? Can you suck that power off of Bob? It's coming through. It's coming through.
You need to put your hands on the radio, directly on the speaker.
Are you doing that, friend? Are you on?
Yeah, my hands on the speaker.
Okay, now
when
you have an electrical socket nearby, urinate into it. You are on the air.
Yes, I know two people named Bob, and I'm just confused which one is the real one.
There's many false.
It's the right one, the one on the right. There is only one right Bob.
Because they're both
friends. Yes, listen to that music. Every show is a Christmas show on KNON for the next couple of weeks, and we'll be doing our lovely Subgenius Christmas show too again, and this is another hour of Slack Christmas show. And we're gonna service also not just the Santa Clausians out there, but also those of other faiths who have to have a different excuse to worship things and toys and new goods around Christmas time. This is, I think, friends, will be the only show where you'll hear Bob and the Dylan Tones lovely version of White Christmas. Friends, this is Bob and his band, the Dylan Tones. I think you should enjoy that.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases, all your Christmases, all your Christmases, all your Christmases, may all your Christmases be
Dear friends, you wouldn't believe it. No, before I'd even finished talking a minute ago, and see, this is going to save me having to talk for the whole rest of this show. The first call I picked up was the perfect meeting place for those who want to help out. Now, that call was followed by about 20 others, and I really appreciate all of that help the offers of help, because there's a lot of, we do magazines, we do all kinds of stuff, and a meeting is what we need to have, just of the worthy folks. And next week I will be able to tell you when and exactly the address. It's a nice centrally located, homey abode of a wonderful person who we know well, and of course I'm sure the tough guys of the church, the Buck Naked and Dr. Chaos and Reverend Zaphod, all these big guys will be there to keep the sort of the malaligned normals who want to believe that they're subgenii in line, and we'll have a mighty time there. I'm going to go on with this Christmas show. So if you have an offer of a place to hold the meeting, we don't really need one right now. I'm gonna get on with the tape. I will answer the phone lines. Can't do it on the air, but praise Bob.
It is turnover, the time of the year when all things sell, the end of the year sale.
Oh, yeah.
So come and get it, everyone, and just buy our products.
Now, is Christmas, I'm a little confused about what Christmas is all about. Are we celebrating the birth of Santa Claus or his death when they nailed him?
Well, that's the ancient subgenii, but the present subgenii try to make sure that we have our inventories cleared by now and sell everything to the pigs.
Oh, yes. Once a pagan holiday and now a shopping season. And it was something else in between there, but before it was, after it was a pagan holiday and before it was a shopping season, it was something else, but
I think they started a war over it.
Yeah. Well, friends, we've got our own special Christmas carol that we're going to play that we're inventing as we go right now.
Xmas.
From the town.
That's so sound system.
Come one, come all. From Bugs Bunny, the Ewoks, C-3PO, and R2-D2. Scooby-Doo. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas to all.
They're still better? Yes.
The Fright Zone! You put it together. The Fright Zone!
It's He-Bob. Hey kids, you can help the mighty Subgenius race overthrow the evil normals with new Bob Dobbs action figure with rocket pipe.
What I wouldn't do.
From Bob Co.
No more talk, Lily.
She's starting to stand. She gets up by herself now. She looks so proud. Let's give her a hand.
That's my baby.
Up, Upsy baby. Upsy baby. The doll that stands up. She's new. From Kenner.
Where illusion is the ultimate weapon.
We must buy our toys. We have devised a marketing scheme for children's toys. They will be powerless to resist us. You will use your church as a vehicle to bring these toys before the public. It will be called Bob for Kids. Do you understand and accept this lesson? For the usual plus expenses. Good. This covenant has been recorded in the archives of reality. Okay, I think for the girls we'll have the strawberry rainbow bite. And for the boys, little tiny transformer robots that change into dollar bills and back again. Yes, but how will the battle of good against evil be represented in your marketing schemes, human? Good has lots of muscles. Good. Good! think that may sell to the humans. Skull farmers. Little wind-up bobs. Hundreds of little bobs, each whispering their messages in the night to the little children as they sleep. Too much is always better than not enough. Too much is always better than not enough. Too much, too much, too much, too much, too much.
When everybody sells,
We're all selling.
for we all have something to sell. Yes, everyone selling together, mighty symphony of prosperity.
Chocolatey pebbles from you, no. I'm a chocolate space cadet. Life support system down to 0 cocoa. Feeling spacey.
Have some of my new cocoa pebbles, now so chocolatey.
Smells cocoa-licious. Taste cocoa-lictable.
Oh, yes, dear friends, Christmas, the season of turnover, when the shelves must be cleared. I can't get that call right now, dear friends. You know, I got after all these friendly calls, I got one call from somebody who said, "What are y'all?" The usual thing, the usual question, "What are y'all trying to do?" And I go, "Hey, we're trying to give you some slack, okay?" You know, they go, "Who's Bob?" I said, "Well, give me your address and I'll send you some information or whatever, you know. I'll give the number at the end of the broadcast." And they, and this person, you know, I knew there was something that they weren't saying. And finally, he goes, "Well, I just hope that," it was something like, "I just hope that, you know, you can get right with Jesus," or something like that. And just hung up. He hung up. That was the key point. He said he didn't want to hear what I had to say back about that, because, you know, see, a subgenius has so much faith that he not only can accept somebody making fun of Bob, stomping on a picture of Bob, he'll do it himself. He has so much trust and faith in Bob. Bob is such a good friend that he can insult Bob. Now, we subgenii, I hate to get on my soapbox in the middle of a bunch of entertaining tapes, but we subgenii may be bad, but our way of bad is holy compared to the evil of not all, by any means, but so many American fundamentalists, charismatics, evangelicals, etc. in general. Of course, they and their corresponding types in Iran, Russia, Libya, South Africa, etc., if you ask me, are actually the ace up the devil's sleeve. Wolves in sheep's clothing, friends, just like Jesus warned about. We're Jesus and Bob, like we say, are old drinking buddies. Got nothing against Jesus. It's just his fan club. And now, we aren't saying that Bob is the ace up God's sleeve. He's more like the smear on God's handkerchief, just like you or me. But the uptight rival cults, they don't think God has a handkerchief. No, because God's perfect. He doesn't even sneeze. We're made in his image, except that we have all these nasty parts attached to us, and we have to go in the secret room, the bathroom, to do awful things. But God, he's clean and pure, according to them. And he's male. But he doesn't excrete juices and sweat and smelly stuff out of him like we do, because we sinned. We all sinned. We're bad. We're worthless. We're no good to God unless we sign a contract with his agent. Well, friend, Jesus himself, he spouted just about as many great punchlines as Bob, probably more. And this is true, this is historical fact. The very early mainstream Christian church methodically censored about half of the existing gospels about Jesus. I'm not kidding. You can go to any real bookstore and pick up the censored gospels that they finally found years later. They took out the parts where Jesus specifically said that every person had equal access to the Lord, and that you didn't need no preacher between you and him. That, in fact, was probably his main point, now lost in antiquity, that you were the son or daughter of God just as much as Jesus was, or Bob, see? But that's too humanistic for the conspiracy Christians, so they wiped out the Subgenius Gnostic Christians. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. We'll get into the hideous theological discussions coming up next week as we attack the bobbies. First, I must play this cartridge, and then we'll go back to Christmas time.
We interrupt this program for a special promotional announcement.
Well, friends, what do you think? Is it the nativity of Santa Claus that we're trying to celebrate here, or is it the horrible death of the Santa Bob, the Santai Bob, as he's been referred to in some early prescriptures?
Each show separate. New from Tonka.
Now you are in my evil clutches, Bob. I'll use this MTV bombardment to turn you normal. Shut up, pink boy. No way, I'll never sell out to the conspiracy. Taste a little of my rocket pipe, alien tool. Bob Dobbs comes with rockets, pipe, head launcher, Janer device, all Yakutisma, fighting Jesus, and other action figures sold separately. Some assembly required, batteries not included. This toy falls apart in 3 days. He-Bob! And the masters of the universe. Too much is always better than not enough. From Bob
also separately.
Gorgeous. Pretty girls can blow from head to toe. Right, Barbie?
I don't understand. Who are you? And what's the big happening you're talking about? And why are you holding me in this place?
I am Thurston Kilgore, scientist. But soon I shall be Thurston Kilgore, master of the world.
Master of the world? You've got to be kidding.
Kidding? Not at all. You see these television screens? I'll turn on number 1. What do you see?
The White House, the Christmas tree on the lawn.
And here's number 2. Now, what do you see?
I'm not sure. Looks like, yeah, a missile at a rocket site.
Very good. That rocket, by the way, is ready for immediate launching and carries a payload of 5 nuclear warheads, each 100 times as powerful as the Hiroshima bomb.
But what has this got to do with...
Patience, young man.
But the only person authorized to push the button is...
Yes?
The President of the United States.
Precisely.
But we're not at war, and he's not about to push that button.
Quite right. Not that button, and not knowingly. But there are buttons and buttons.
I still don't.
Like the button that will turn on the lights on that beautiful Christmas tree.
On the White House lawn?
Right.
You mean to say that button is tied into the rocket launch system you just showed me?
Now you're getting it. It's tied in by a remote control circuit I secretly installed.
And when the president pushes the button that lights the tree... Good Lord.
You hear the thunder here? When I feel the punch here!
Feel Thunder Punch He-Man, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Skeletor and Castle Grayskull, each sold separately. Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling will return.
He-Bob and the Bastards of the Universe will be back after this message.
My sunshine, my all in all.
And we're gonna seriously address this issue, but in the meantime, we have the problem of who is the Santa Bob. Were there any readings here on the Santa Bob?
Didn't you have I'm a Bob on the show last week?
No, that was the show before, and we had to pay. Yeah, that's right. We did have the I'm a Bob on the show last night. That's a
Bob and the Euro Bob.
Santa Bob and Maria.
But you know, we ought to talk a little bit about where Bobs and I'm a Bobs tonight, Reverend Stang. I can sense a little bit of that coming on Red Rum Stang.
The Weir Bobs and those who have the psychosis that convinces them that they are the Santa Bob,
or that they're Santa Bob by night.
And they go shuffling through the snow on their nameless, hideous errands. The grin of Bob and the beard of Santa Claus and the pipe of the Lord stuck on their face.
They stop using the locks of their doors, and they just kind of float in through the keyhole.
Oh, friends, it's tough. And, you know, you just going to church ain't enough. You gotta send your money to the Santa Bob. As a matter of fact, the people across the street from me told their kids that Santa Claus bills them for the toys he brings. Can you believe that? The kids were asking if their parents, if maybe Santa Claus will bring us 2 He-Man erector sets. And the mom said, no, he won't, because he bills us. We can't afford that. Santa Claus sends us a bill after Christmas.
Yeah, but at least he totes the note.
Yeah, what kind of a Christmas season is this where Santa Claus is starting to bill? And the delivery, can you imagine the delivery costs of bringing that stuff up from the North Pole? That's going to be added on too, friends.
When everybody sells,
we're all selling.
for we all have something to sell. Yes, everyone selling together, mighty symphony of
Bob will return.
Hey, Bob.
Applause. Here's Verbot, a robot you can program to perform 8 different functions.
Go right.
You can control Verbot with your own voice.
Verbot, I said left.
He'll obey your commands.
Verbot, speed.
4 AA 2-9-volt and 2C batteries not included. C batteries not included. Volt and 2C batteries not included.
Mission accomplished. The prince is satisfied. Yeah.
Verbot, a voice-activated robot.
Oh, yes, dear friends.
Season's greetings from all of us
at KNON.
Launch the heat seekers.
We must destroy those evil humans. Well, friends, so Christmas has become a lovely sort of a hideous mix of sensitive music. And
your gift of $50 will mean so much. $50 means so much.
$50 to the Church of the Subgenius.
And Jim and Tammy want to give you Susie Moppet. It'll bless a
and this little KNON, you pull the string.
I'm sure everyone wants to know, what did you do with the $31,000 you won?
Well, this $31,000, friends, goes to the Home for Slackless Children.
The control room.
No, stay out of here. This is a control room.
What have we here?
I think we've got a phone call.
Everything's soggy.
Everything's soggy all over the floor. No wonder we can't do.
Hello? Hi, girls. Hi, girls.
No wonder.
Studded armor of the mighty Spike-O.
Part of the problem with doing any kind of a call-in thing around here is that we have a lot of trouble digging our way through the sound effects and getting to the actual telephone.
No one will dare oppose us. No one.
Remove that man.
We will remake every government in the world in our image. And those that oppose us.
Frosty Snowman was a jolly, happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the Snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance.
We're down here at Reunion Tower.
I hate that demon.
Desperately. I know, Gary, but we need those demons to go on the air. They're part of the exciting new show. There we go.
We're mighty glad to be here on non-radio tonight because we know that other station is trying to get rid of us.
Hey, non-radio.
That's right, non-radio for Central Texas, South Texas, East Texas, some Texas. That's right.
Radio Nunu Narnini here.
Yes, Nunu, here we are in the cult of Nunu and Narnini and Ivan.
Yes.
I hate that demon.
Oh, I forget. That's right. My name is Ivan Stang.
That's right, and my name is Ivan Naked.
And my name is Mobius Rex, or my name ain't Puzzling Evidence.
That's right. So you won't be getting that part of the tape.
And
we'll be leaving that part of the tape for the listeners. To them.
We'll probably be calling California.
Like conspiracy.
Later in the day.
Yeah, we'll be actually calling up those doctors, those crazy doctors.
That's right. But
in
this
California who have the most
the hour of
their
slack.
show. That's right. You're listening to the hour of slack, but if you were listening to more than an hour, less than a show right now, you'd be a lot more entertained than you are here from these stupid little doctors like us in Texas.
That's right. And I'll put it as a question because then the FCC can't do it. Is this KNON?
Listening in mono.
Well, yes, it is a question. Is this KNON? Is this non-radio?
Well, is this a lot of confused people driving around the highway right now going, oh no, I knew I should have taken that turn in Arkansas. Now I'm in Dallas.
I should have taken that pill in Arkansas and I wouldn't have been here in the first place.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's awfully hard to remember when to take those pills when you're in Arkansas because there's so many pills to take there.
I was working at Las Colinas last night on a conspiracy media church tape. And well, I was getting paid too. It was real good work, but I thought I have forsaken my church. I have forsaken the Church of the Subgenius, and I have hurt those around me because here in Dallas, it's not so easy to be a subgenius.
Hey, listen, we had to rush back here from Las Colinas too. We had to jump in the car and get back here in time to do this show. It's about 11:30 now, and we'll be going for another hour.
That's right. It's about 11:30 now. We hope.
Just
me some more of that money,
almost.
please.
Oh, here's some. Yeah, money's all over the station here.
Is it
non-radio?
Hey, Ivan, is it wrong to tell the wrong time on the radio?
No, it's only it's only illegal to use.
It's 1:45 a.m. right now, folks.
We're all late for work.
Sure it is. Come on, don't confuse people. They're going to be listening on the radio, and probably two people crashed right now as you said that, thinking, I'm late, crash.
And
live from Plano.
I hate that demon.
What's going on here?
That time demon?
Is that time demon?
That time demon that be on your back? I
came down to the station and I found out I wasn't even me anymore, and I found my real self passed out in a room full of pills with a giant piece of live meat hanging out of my jaws.
Yep, that sounds like me too.
I hate that demon.
Santa's on a diet. Now he has to eat instead of those stupid candy canes. It all started when he accidentally sat on one of his elves and turned him into smelly elf soup. As punishment, he was forced into exile to a San Fernando Valley health spa, where they forced him to take off his clothes and embarrass him, and degrade him in front of his reindeer, who fled in confusion and horror into the sky. Luckily, his famous white beard was long enough to cover his tiny penis, which had gone soft in the cold shower. Everyone had to leave the steam room, so Santa would have room to sit down. Some idiot threw him a medicine ball, but it bounced off his belly and knocked down the wall like the Battle of Gettysburg and the Battle of the Bulge. When he got home, nobody recognized him. Instead of the chimney, he could fit through a keyhole like a skeleton key.
Friends, that was Zoog's Rift. Zoog's Rift. I think it was off the Mini Mastodons album. I'm not sure. Good old Zoog's Rift. You ought to look for his stuff in the record store. He deserves your support. And you ought to hear the stuff that I can't play. It's like the Subgenius tapes that you wouldn't believe what's on the Subgenius tapes that I can't play. Anyway. Yeah. I'll tell you what, friends, there's been all sorts of serious problems in the Church of the Subgenius, many of which include trying to find the right equipment in the radio station, with so many confusing issues at hand, including whether or not the Santa did actually die at the hands of the cavalry that day on the Mount of Skulls, or whether the overmodulation can be helped at some time in the far future. So, friends, this is a song by... Oh, I see. I can control the hiss that comes in and out of here.
Learn how to control the hiss.
We can now control the hiss. That means that their minds can likewise be controlled by subliminal messages planted in the hiss that goes out with this show. But as I said earlier, we've got to minister not just to those who are celebrating Christmas, but those who are also celebrating the pagan solstices. This is a tune by Magic Mose and his Royal Rockers. I doubt if you've ever heard this one. It's a pretty obscure one. But this is Blind Sam, a great old Blind Sam, and Reverend G. Andrew Manis of the Church of the Subgenius. I believe this was a live cocktail lounge song for those who believe. For those who try to believe. For those who must believe or die, in the case of this church. Smooth, baby. This is a smooth professional mix here.
Say, do we have any druids in the audience? Well, hi, yeah, this one's for you. Have yourselves a groovy little solstice. Mithra's won his fight. From now on, the days are longer than the nights. Yeah, have yourselves a groovy little solstice. Nosh out on druid food. Yeah, make little pigs of yourselves. Then we'll all dance naked in a festive If you are a dazzling urbanite, a smug suburbanite, hey, that's cool. You don't have to lead a boring country life to groove on natural life. As a rule, someday soon, we'll all dance nude together. If utility rates allow, you know, those funky Boston Edison guys, you know. Until then, we'll don our ritual robes and vow to have ourselves a groovy little...
Big deal, big deal. Big deal.
Scott, you made your choice. When you rejected my word, you rejected me into your eternal soul. You have found that not only could you afford give to God that which was his, but you could not afford to do otherwise. The Senate still stands.
Frosty the snowman.
Into outer darkness, where there is wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Sir, please give me just one more chance, sir. I don't want to go to hell, sir. Sir, no, no. Let go. I don't want to go to hell.
Alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me.
The talebearer will be at the judgment. I suspect that here will be a special place in hell for such beings. David the psalmist said in Psalms 15, 1 and 3, Lord, who may abide in thy tabernacle, who may dwell on thy holy mountain?
The man of blameless life, who does that which is right and speaks the truth from his heart,
who has no malice on his tongue, who never wrongs a friend and tells no
forward on the road to peace. Thank God.
There will be those who with their malicious tongue have destroyed the lives and reputation of others. These gossipers will be cast into the lowest, darkest pit of eternity.
They're going to be cast
the next defendant.
into the pit.
Mommy?
Oh.
Why do my feet hurt so bad, Mommy?
Pastor Naked? Dr. Gebrogfran? If you're if you need to do your public service messages, this is a good time to do it. We can we got a phone call.
Dear friends.
Yeah.
Is
no.
Santa Claus is Coming to Rape Your Wife by a band called Mechanical Sterility. The singer, I think, is Reverend M. Schaefer of the Church of the Subgenius. Listen to this beautiful, beautiful song. Ah, yeah.
Santa killed off all his elves, cut off their heads and put them up on the shelf. Rudolph's cold in the freezer, packed in separate baggies. Mrs. Claus has disappeared. Is that blood in Santa's beard? Christmas time again, I fear.
this too. Donner and Blitzen. And Rudolph too. Quite tasty.
Oh, dear friends, that's Reverend Schaefer doing Santa Claus is Coming to Rape Your Wife. Just wanted to get y'all into the Christmas spirit, you know. And actually, once again, the evil Subgenius Castle's but the only one on the block with Christmas lights up. Actually, that's not true. This time there were a few others, you know. But, well, friends, you know, like I said, next week on this show, I'm going to announce the place and time of a meeting of those who would like to help disseminate the word of Bob. We need drivers, typists, menial slaves, people who own Macintosh computers. That's a very important one. And just, you know, mutants, baby. I'm going to announce that time and place so that I've finally gotten over the fear of the Dallas Bobbies. I've run into so many people that were like, oh man, I don't want them to know who I am, don't want to know where I live, but there's more and more. Finally, the true subs are coming through. And I was surprised the other day, found out that if you're looking for a last minute Christmas present, and I can say this because I don't get royalties off these because of it's a long story. Somebody else. You can get the Bob Dobbs T-shirts at Lone Star Comics, and they are heavy KNON supporters. They're all over town. But at the same time, you have to remember.
Oh, Bob, it's been a long time, Bob, since you've been back. Have you got my answers? Did you bring my slack? I got a few extra questions and a special wish. I got a whole lot of problems you could help me with. Oh, Bob.
Oh, thanks, Reverend Erickson. Glass Madness.
Been a long time, Bob.
But friends, if you've been missing Bob, you can write to Bob and write for information on just what in the world we're trying to do here. And what Slack is.
And now I got no problems that I can't solve. I'm a Bob Dobb doctor and I'm having a ball. Hello, Bob.
And all you have to do is write to P.O. Box 1. This is the number to write to. Bob at P.O. Box 140306, Dallas, Texas 75214. That's P.O. Box 140306, Dallas, Texas 75214. Send no money, dear friends. Just ask for the information and you'll see just what else there might be available.
That was Reverend Jim Erickson of Glass Madness. Yes, that old hymn. And now for the news.
Hurricane Bob. World Briefs. National Weather Service, Miami, Florida. Sunday, December 22nd. For intravenous governmental use only. Discussion subject, Hurricane Bob. NORAD, Recon Air Force search plane spotted first Dobbs manifestation at sea, 60 miles east of Brunswick, Georgia. Surface winds up to 170 knots were reported emptying into a whirlpool from which radiated huge spinning spokes of light. High anti-grav readings near the black hole at center. Now tracking Bob at the same speed with a high likelihood of Bob reaching the coast. We've just upgraded the Storm Bob to Hurricane Bob in press releases to the public. Actual situation labeled top secret. Latest report, Air Force One was forced downwind by Bob in flight from Bermuda to Washington. Present location unknown. Pres clone activity at White House. Tides on the South Carolina coast were expected to range from 25 to 40 feet above normal tonight, and storms Storm totals of 14 to 18 inches, possibly radioactive, will occur over portions of eastern South Carolina. Pentagon is prepared to use small nuclear-tipped warheads if gravity flux and black hole approaches coast, or if Bob physically materializes at any point over the ocean. Property damage and casualty advisory probabilities under mega circumstances. Chances of center of Hurricane Bob landing in Washington tomorrow night simultaneously with slack center gravitational meltdown expressed at 48%. Government and disaster officials are not to be notified unless it is ascertained that Bob will continue to grow in force. State agitators are starting to criticize a state of martial law declared in subgenius free zones along the East Coast for peak Duke backlash reaction. More news and pictures at 10.
System. Had there been an actual emergency, your local station, in conjunction with the relevant federal authorities, would have broadcast the following pre-recorded announcement.
And this is it, friends. Duck and cover. This is KNON 90.9 FM in Dallas, Texas. And stay tuned for Ron Lindsay and Soul Oldies, dear friends. This is it. This is Slack Born Again. Praise Bob. Help me, somebody. Thank you.